Alright guys, so welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Today's video is going to be a bit different. It's going to be a tier list video of all the maps in the Hunter Classic. And yeah, we're going to start all the way down at the bottom, which is F tier, and we're going to work our way up all the way up to S tier. So with probably no one's shock ever, the S tier map for me is Settlers Creek, and it's not even like a meme. Like a lot of people says like, "Oh, Settlers is the worst map," and blah blah blah, just without really giving an explanation. My explanation to why this map is the worst map in the game is because there is no reason to go on this map. If you want to hunt whitetail, which exists on this map, go to Red Feather. There's way more whitetail and way easier whitetail to hunt on Red Feather, so just go there. If you want elk, once again, go to Red Feather. There's more elk, in my opinion, and there is just way easier elk to hunt there because it's more open, you can see better. If you want bobcat, Loggers Point. There's a lot of them there, you can shoot that over there. Black bears, yeah, like you get what I mean. Like there's no reason to be on this map because every animal on this map is easier to hunt on a different map, and it doesn't give really anything. There's no new species on this map, um, and it's just it's kind of boring. It's kind of a boring map. Um, but I think we don't really have to continue talking about this map. We all know that this map is S tier, but let's move over to E tier, which we have two maps in E tier, so let's move over to those really quick. And I do also enjoy that or Jesus Christ, I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and we're actually gonna get to some of the real map because this map is a joke. And like a lot of people probably guessed, Bush Rangers is next up on the list. I wouldn't say that Bush Rangers is an F tier map. Definitely not. It's a bit better than Settlers because there's actually a reason to go on this map. There's access there on this map which you cannot shoot anywhere else. There is goats which you cannot shoot on anywhere else. There's also kangaroos which again can only shoot that on this map. So I would say an F tier map is, like I said, a map that you wouldn't go to. There's absolutely zero reason to go to that map, and this just isn't one of those maps. It's a decent map, I'll be honest. I do go to this map sometimes for reasons because there's rabbits on this map, and I would say it's probably one of the easier maps to hunt rabbits on for me. So I do actually find myself on this map, which makes it a bit better than Settlers. Still not a map that I would say I enjoy in any way, but a decent map. And it's also a pretty good map if you are a newer player, since you can shoot most of the animals with a 243. The only things that you can't shoot on this map with a 243 is the rabbits and the hogs. So just bring a shotgun as well, and then you're pretty much good to go. And I think that's gonna be it for this map. So let's switch over to map number 3, which I would say is pretty much on par with this map, but there's just one animal on that map that absolutely carries. So let's move over to map number 3. And now we are on the third map, which I would still say is probably E tier. Like, it's not quite F, but it's pretty close. So, yeah, it's, it works, okay? It's a decent map. Um, I don't know, what is there really to say about this map? It's pretty boring, I would say, for me. It's the newest map that they have released, so it definitely has a lot of bugs still, even though it's an old map. But I would say the only reason that this map is not F tier and why it's not like basically the same as Bush Rangers, where I think it's a bit better than Bush Rangers, it is because of sandbar deer. I actually enjoy hunting sandbar deer from a tree stand on this map. I find it kind of fun, so if it wasn't for sandbar deer, I would probably say that this map would be under Bushrangers or exactly the same. Still in E tier, or is it E tier? Yeah, it's E tier. But yeah, I would say a little bit better than Bushrangers. Still not good though. Still a kind of a dog shit map. But I think now we're gonna start getting into some better maps here, because I wouldn't say that there's really that many maps that are bad in this game. I feel like most maps serve a purpose except for probably Settlers Creek, but these two maps, even though they are pretty low down on the list, they're almost last place, I would still say that they serve a purpose and you still go onto these maps sometimes. So let's move over to the maps that I actually find myself on sometimes. So let's move over to those maps. And now we are at the map that I would say is probably the only D tier map. I wouldn't say it's mid. It's a bit under mid. Like I don't know. It's just one of those maps that I find myself on once a year, which is during the Halloween or holiday event. Any other time, I don't really ever find myself here. Um, the reindeer are pretty cool. I do like hunting reindeer. And the only two animals on this map that are exclusive to only this map is reindeer and lynx. And lynx I don't care for. I do not give a singular fuck about the lynx. But the reindeer I do find kind of cool. And this map also gets a bit more points because I am a bit biased since it is a Swedish map and I am Swedish myself. So it is a bit higher because of that, but it's not a bad map. During the holiday event, I have fun on this map, running around shooting reindeers and having fun. Still don't have a 600 reindeer, but I hope that we're gonna be able to change that this holiday event. So not really much to say about this map. This was just gonna be a quick little thing about this map. Decent map, not the best, but it is one of the maps of all time, so I still give it some love since it is my home. So let's move over to C tier, which there's a lot of maps in C tier. I feel like there's a lot of maps that are just kind of mid, just in the middle of the bracket. So let's move over to those and see if there's anything there. I think it's gonna be getting a bit controversial when we get to mid tier because I have my thoughts, but you know, we'll see. Let's move over to C tier. And you guessed it, S or S. C tier is the home to Middle Tower, and the reason why I would say that Loggers Point is a C tier map is it's kind of a boring map. I'm not gonna lie. The only reason that I find myself on this map, or that I have found myself on this map in the past, is basically only for mashing. I don't know. I don't enjoy hunting this map, really. If we're talking about walking around and stuff. Maybe this map is better with more setups. Maybe it's a map that you actually have to put some time into and learn. But for me, it's just not that good of a map, if I'm honest. It's kind of boring. It's still good. My three biggest whitetail have been shot off of this map, and I think only one of them was from Middle Tower. I shot a 192 scoring whitetail from this very tower when I was mashing, when I was maxing out pheasants. Other than that, I think the other two 190s, my 194 whitetail was shot all the way down south by this tower, down here somewhere. And I think the other one was shot like over there somewhere, something. But that was pretty long ago. That was before I even had a mashing setup, so that was just me walking around and accidentally stumbling upon him. But I don't know. It's a mid-tier map due to Middle Tower. Mid tower, mid map. You know, it just makes sense that it's gonna be here. So I think that's pretty much it for this map. Not a bad map per se. Definitely a reason to go on this map, but personally, don't really find myself here all that often. So let's just see. What are you? Didn't get a spot on them, but I would guess that's probably just mid whitetail, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think that concludes Middle Tower, and I think it's time to switch over to some other map. Still in C tier, but I would say the next map is probably a little bit better than Loggers, and I probably find myself on the other map a bit more. So let's move over to the next map. And now we are on the, what is it, second C tier map? I kind of lost count already, but we are on Hirschfelden. I'll spend a lot of time on this map now, since I am doing the fallow deer grind, which there's some fallow deer in front of us. But I would still say, even though I have spent a decent amount of time on this map, I wouldn't call this a good map. It's still C tier for me. It's kind of boring to hunt, and it's just, I don't know. It's not that good of a map in my opinion. You can have some fun on this map. I do like wood grouse a little bit on this map. They're kind of fun to just sit in a tree stand and shoot some of them. It makes me think a bit of turkeys, but still not as good as some of the other maps that are to come. So definitely a very mid map. It's just kind of meh. There's some hogs on this map, or wild boar, which is exclusive to this map, and I guess they're kind of fun. If you have a feeder, it's kind of nice to get some big ones. It's kind of underrated for red deer, but I would say if you're gonna hunt red deer on this map, I would definitely recommend having setups for them. And of course, the fallow deer is also pretty decent on this map. It's pretty fun to hunt them too, because they do look kind of cool when they're big. There's also pheasants, and I would say that this is probably the better map for pheasants. So I would say if you want to go and hunt pheasants, go on this map. If you want to hunt wild boar, go on this map. If you want to hunt red deer, I would say if you wanna, or if you have setups, all means go on this map. If you don't have setups, I would just do the river run on Val de Bois. But yeah, Hirschfellen, definitely not the best. So I think that's it for this map, and we are now going to go to the last C tier map that I know of. So let's move over to that real quick. And here we are. We are on Rougarou Bayou, which I would say is probably the last C tier map. I would say it's the better of the C tier maps, just because of waterfowl hunting, and I do really enjoy duck hunting. So good map. It's a very good map if you want some hunting scores, since shooting ducks is probably the fastest way to earn hunting score until you, of course, max out all the duck species. But it's a good map. I like it. It's duck hunting is fun on this map, and I think every classic player has that little dream in the back of their head of getting a big swamp buck or a big non-tip buck on this map, just because it would be kind of cool getting a cool whitetail on this map. But I haven't really tried for it. I don't think I've tried to go for whitetail on this map more than like 3 times in total in the years of me playing this game. But I don't know. Decent map, I guess. Waterfowl hunting is fun, but that's the only reason that this map is semi-enjoyable, which is why it is still C tier for me. But let's actually move over to B tier, and this is when we're gonna start getting into some nice maps here. This is some maps that I do find myself on sometimes, so let's move over to that real quick. And here we are. This might be a shock to some people, because I would definitely say there's some people that would say that this is a very good map. I don't know what that sound was. It was probably because it's cold. But yeah, it's a decent map, I guess. It's not the best, but it is a decent map. The reason why I would say this isn't A tier or S tier is it gets boring kind of fast. Like, bison hunting, like running and gunning, is all you do on this map. There's no other reason to be on this map except if you're gonna be running and gunning. You're just handicapping yourself if you do anything else. But um, I don't know. The bison and the Dall sheep are the two things that carries on this map. Moose, I guess, are quite fun if you're new. Personally, I have shot enough big moose to where a 200 moose doesn't really excite me anymore. It just kind of do be like that. And I don't know. It's a decent map, I guess. Just not the top tier map that we're gonna have here shortly. But my personal experience and my personal opinion, I would say this is definitely a B tier map. But before my character completely dies, let's switch to another map. And we are going to be moving over to A tier, because this was the only B tier map that I had in my head. So let's switch map. And here we are. We are now to the A tier maps, and I would say for A tier, I don't think that these maps are in any specific list. I think you could just have them wherever in A tier and it will be fine. But I'm just gonna go with the Timber Gold Trails first, just because I don't know, I clicked on that first. Um, what is there to say about this map? Very fun map. I do enjoy hunting this map. It's pretty nice. Mule deer on this map, of course, is very fun. Tree stand hunting is goated on this map. Just sitting in tree stands, listening to music, watching YouTube, talking with friends. It's just always nice to sit and hunt some mule deer as well as elk. You just can't go wrong with that. Bighorn, also very fun hunting up in the mountains. It's kind of like it's two different maps in a way. I would say every map, this one as well as Val de Bois, it's kind of two maps in one, because you get the normal hunting down here with the tree stands and all the deer species and all that. And then you go up into the mountains and it's a completely different scenery. It's like mountain hunting, long range shooting. It's pumas, ptarmigan, bighorn sheep. It's just fun. It's a good map. I do really like this map, but I wouldn't say it's S tier. Just I don't know. It's in my opinion, for a map to be S tier, it has to be like the only map. There's no other better map than that. And I only have one map in S tier at the moment, which we're gonna come to. I do want to say also, the S tier map for me switches around a bit. It just kind of depends on what I like at that moment. But I don't know. This map hasn't really been S tier for me for a while. It's a very good map. Don't get me wrong. It's a really good map. I really enjoy hunting it, but it's it's the same there. It gets kind of repetitive. It's just like tree stand hunting over and over, or mountain hunting over and over, which I guess you could say for every map if you do the same route, but it just doesn't really excite me that much. I don't really. Mule deer is my favorite animal. I would say elk is probably something I enjoy a bit more than mule deer, but still a good map. Really like this map, and that is why this is in A tier. But let's switch over to the next map, which is also in A tier. So let's move over to that. And here we are. One of the better maps in the game. It was my favorite map for a decent period of time, and that is of course Val de Bois. I would say the reason why this is A tier is because ibex are just goated. I just love ibex. Ibex was my favorite species to hunt for a while. Now it's still one of my favorites. It's probably like second place at the moment, but I don't know. It's just a very good map. I love running around in the mountains, just shooting ibex. I've done it a lot in my time. I am at well over 1,000 ibex harvest while we speak, so just a good map. Running and gunning for them, of course, is the best way to go for them. It's the best way to get many of them, and it is probably the best way to get big ones, since the more ibex you see, the higher chance you're gonna get bigger ones. That's just kind of how it is. So, good map. really enjoy this map. The river run is also not that bad, running around and trying to get some bears, trying to get some red deer, roe deer, all that. Very good map. I would say the European rabbits, I wouldn't really go to this map. I would probably go to Bushrangers if I were to hunt European rabbits, but who really cares about rabbits? It's just kind of those things where it's like, it do be like that. Fox are also on this map. I don't really see a ton of fox the way that I play, because, they're kind of fast and they spook very quickly, and I usually run on this map, but, yeah, I don't know. I like this map. I do really like this map. As well as Ptarmigan. Like, I enjoy hunting Ptarmigan sometimes. It can be quite fun. And I know that in this game there's some cults, like some straight up ptarmigan cults that just love hunting ptarmigan, and it's fun to see. But I don't know, good map. Not really much I would change on this map. The only downside that I would say to this map is that it's quite small. It's one of the smaller maps in the Hunter, and it 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 shows. When you play this map in multiplayer with multiple people, it gets very crowded very fast. So I would say two people on the river. One can start from the north and one can start from the south, and then probably at these mountains that I'm running right now, you probably only need one person for that. And the mountains up here, I guess you could probably fit in two people. Even though I would say one would probably be enough, since you would probably just run down into this area, which you only really need one person for. You could have a second one that would run down here, but you will basically not see Ibex after this point. So yeah, I would say. Oh, there we go. Facebook notification. How interesting. But yeah, decent map. It's still one of my favorites, but it's not S tier, unfortunately, since there's a new animal that I now have as my favorite. So very good map. I enjoy this map, and I would definitely recommend getting some time into this map, because Ibex just look cool, and so do red deer, and so do basically every animal on this map. So let's switch over to the last A tier. I think we only have two maps left now, so let's move over to the next map. And here we are. We are now on Red Feather Falls, which it's a good map. It is just such a good map. It's only big game, which means that you don't have to worry about any birds, any rabbits, no foxes, coyotes. It's only big game, and it's a great map. There's not really much you can say about that. It's just a great map. Um, I would say that the reason why this map for me isn't the S tier map is there isn't really any animal on this map that is my favorite by chance. I really enjoy hunting this map, but there's not really any animal that's like stands out. Because I'm not the biggest fan of like deer species. I like them, of course. I do hunt for them a lot, but not really my favorite species in the game. Let's just say that. But moose hunting on this map, decently fun. You can get some good moose on this map. I would say white rim is probably better if you're going for specifically moose, but still decent. Um, the two animals that you would probably go to this map for is probably whitetail and red deer. No, red deer. I mean elk. Jesus Christ, am I stupid? Elk and whitetail is the two animals that you would go to this map for, because a lot of them very easy to hunt if you want some red or jeez, why do I keep saying red deer? If you want some elk, then you can go into this area, walk down here, hunt in this area, and then maybe cut up here and go into here and then do some river running. But whitetail is basically everywhere. You see whitetail basically here. This entire like south part of the map, there's a bunch of whitetail, and then up north there's some blacktail, which the typical blacktail I don't really care for. Like, I have a pretty decent PB right now, so I don't really need to upgrade that. but the non-typical Blacktail is what carries Blacktail. They just look so good. And yeah, very good map, very good map. But I think that you guys know now which map is S tier for me, and it probably doesn't come as a surprise for you guys. But before we go to that map, if you guys would like to, then you could comment your guys' tier list in the map or in the comments. Because I'm curious to see what is most people's favorite map. Because I think probably Red Feather or Timber Gold is probably gonna be most people's favorite map. But for me, just not really that. Because there's one animal in particular that just makes me very happy, and that I could probably hunt for 10,000 kills without really being too sad about it. So let's switch over to the last animal, or the last map, and that is going to be S tier. And as some of you probably guessed, my S tier map and the map that I just love to this day is Whitehart Island. And what is there about this map? It's a great map for, of course, Blacktail. I really enjoy the Blacktail. Just sitting at tree stands, calling those guys in, seeing a non-tip always makes you excited. There's a bunch of elk on this map, you can call those in. But the just winning factor of this map is, of course, the turkeys. I I have shot, I think, 3,390 something turkeys. Almost 3,400 turkeys. And it just, I just love them. I just really enjoy hunting turkeys in this game. This exact tree stand, I have not been in this tree stand since we shot the 70 scoring turkey, which I shot right there, and it was probably one of the happiest I've ever been in this game. I got more happy seeing that 70 score than I was claiming my super. When I got my super, I got very happy, of course, and it was just the best thing that's ever happened at that point, but I didn't grind for that. I didn't grind for my super rare. I just happened to stumble upon it, which you know, it just it didn't build up that excitement. When we got the seventh score in Turkey, we had, I think, seven turkeys before that had scored like 69.5, 69.4, and we had one that was 69.8, which is just extremely painful. But I don't know. I love this map. It's such a good map. I really enjoy hunting it. I know I don't think a lot of people are gonna agree with me saying that this is an S tier map, but this is my personal list, so this is probably the map that I would say is my favorite to this day. But like I also said, it switches around a lot. I'm just still stuck in the turkey grind. So yeah, very good map. Really enjoy this map, and I'm curious to know what is your guys' favorite map. So feel free to tell me in the comments, because I am actually quite curious. My guess is going to be that Red Feather or Timber Gold Trails is gonna be a map that a lot of people would say is probably their favorite, but yeah, very good map, goated map. It's S tier. It is just the best map. I've spent so much time on here, and I have just done a lot on this map, and yeah, it is what it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's not a video that I've done before. Like, it's my first time doing a tier list video, so it might be a bit scuffed, but if you guys would like to see any other tier list, like weapon tier list or animal tier list or anything like that, then feel free to tell me in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.